you're throwing the speed of your ball. It was like 61 miles an hour, and I think a 40 time. Did you run a 40 and you were faster? So is that something that you're so damn competitive? Is that something that you look back when you came out of the draft and was like, you know what, I'm going to show them 20 years later that I'm better than ever, and I'm still ready to go?
Yeah, because what's that allowed me to do is, you know, the data gives yourself a chance to compare yourself from year to year. And so, like, for example, how hard you throw it. I trained really hard this offseason. I think it worked because of the way I threw it. So I'm going to try to do the same thing next year because I proved to myself that the way that I was training was effective. You know, how far I throw the ball, the distance I need, because that's what I'm thinking about when I get out here. I got guys running 4.3 down the field. I got to throw it 60 yards. I got to throw it 65 yards if I take a hitch. So I need to prove to myself in the offseason I can make those, and I can throw it into tight windows. I'm going to have to throw it 60 miles an hour. So if I feel like I could do that, then I feel like I'm in a good place. So
was the 40-yard accurate? Was the 40 accurate? Were you faster?
There were some good times. I'm definitely faster than I used to be. So I know that the training's paying off, but I was never fast to begin with, and hopefully I don't have to run that much this year. I could just rely on this right arm. That would be my goal this year.
Ah, good old Tom. Shannon, do you believe everything Brady said? Everything in there.
No, Skip. Look, the saying or the phrase that I hate the most is that we hear it all the time from athletes. I'm in the best shape of my life. Even at 25, you hear the guy say 30, guy at 35, and here's Tom Brady about to be 42. Skip, just because Tom says it, that doesn't make it true. So let me get this right. Michael Jordan could jump as high as he could at 34 as he could at 24? No. LeBron James is in maximum peak condition, but he's not the same athlete at 34 that he was at 24. Look, I get it. Tom is trying to put himself in a frame of mind to be able to go out here and compete because he knows it's more, for him, it's more mental than physical. But just because he says, I'm in the best shape of my life, oh, yeah, I ran a faster 40 time even though we didn't see him run the 40. Oh, I'm throwing it as far even though we didn't see him throw the football. Skip, I get all that. The thing that I'm most impressed with Tom Brady, and the resume is long, is that for me, Skip, it wasn't the training that drove me away. It was not the practice. It was not the game and the hits. It was the meetings. Because I had only heard this verbiage for 7 years. Red right, you know, wide stick and two-jet, you know, flank or drive. I had heard it for 7 years. For Tom Brady to have heard this for 20 years, the exact same verbiage, with the exception of maybe 3 or 4 plays year to year, is unbelievable. That is the thing that I'm most impressed with him. Yes, the 6 Super Bowls are impressive. That goes to show you just how great he is and the longevity and how well he's played. But Skip, to hear something over and over, man. But no, I do not believe Tom Brady can run as fast as he could. Like you said, even though he wasn't fast to begin with, Skip, you can't take a 55 Bel Air or 57 Bel Air and say, you know what? It's faster now than it was in 57. No, it's the same engine. Now, if you change the engine, I mean, if he doing something we don't know about, Skip, I don't think so. I believe Tom Brady is on the up and up. He's the same slow-footed guy that he was coming out, but he can throw the ball exceptional. And that's where, like you said, hopefully he doesn't have to rely on that 7.2 40 speed. He could just rely on his right arm, and I believe that's what he'll do. But I do not believe Tom Brady can throw it as hard, as far, and can run as fast. No, I do not.
I'm going to remind you one more time, this man is shattering the mold.
No, he ain't.
We have never seen anything in all of sports like Tom Brady. He is about to, next Saturday, happy birthday, Ernestine, because they share the same birthday. He is about to turn 42 years of age, and I absolutely believe he improved his throwing velocity over the offseason, because there are ways, that's a very specific thing that you can improve through the proper exercise, the proper training, and I believe Alex Guerrero is third level when it comes to this, that you can improve slightly your velocity and your 40 time at 42 if you know what you are doing. And I believe he knows what he is doing. And what got me was the line that he said, I'm going to try to do the same thing next offseason because this was so beneficial to me this offseason. So you keep saying, you keep pushing it back a year. This is his last year.
I said 20.
Last year.
20.
He's giving no indication that he's even remotely thinking about this being his final year. He's already excited about next offseason. He also made a point that we didn't see, it came just before that answer, that the older you get, the harder you obviously have to work in the offseason to the point you cannot take an offseason off the way you can when you're a kid.
No.
You don't rest. You work harder because you can't let your body stop. Because if you let it stop as you approach 40, as you know, it will just stop. It's what I used to say about running marathons. I ran 9 of them. I never walked a single step in a marathon. You can't walk.
Stop.
You
Once you
can't
stop,
stop. Your body will just scream at you. What are you doing to me? But if the endorphins just keep kicking, then maybe you can trick yourself into 26.2 miles. In Tom's case, he has to keep tricking his body into go forward, get better and better. And he said he took his shoulder pads on vacation with his wife and kids, and he would work out every day in his pads just to keep his body
Get used to throwing with pads.
Yeah, with pads on. Well, this is the next level. He's showing you, he's resetting a bar, and it's not the Todd Gurley bar. It's not a fake bar. It's a real bar because he's backing up the bar by throwing it a little bit harder every year. I thought he threw the heck out of it last year. Again, he is the most effortless thrower of the football I've seen since Joe Montana because it doesn't look like he's throwing it that hard, but do the results show you that it's getting there quickly? Yes.
Skip, I just think that at a certain point, I think Tom Brady understands the game better. I don't think Tom Brady physically has gotten any better. I think what he can do is read and recognize what defenses are trying to do to him. He has a better understanding of that. He processes, and he sped that process up. But at a certain point, Skip, the body, like you said, father time. When people look at me, they're like, man, you're still in great shape. I say, you know what? I'm just a 51-year-old with muscles. I'm not in as good a shape. They've been like, you're in better shape. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No one's in better. No, you don't get in my 20s and 30s. The problem that I have, and I think Tom has learned through trial and error, is that, Skip, when you get older, you don't work harder, you work smarter because you can't do the volume. And that's what the hardest thing for get through my thick skull is that I was trying to do things at 32, 33, Skip, that I was doing at 24, 25. And I wonder why I kept pulling hamstrings, kept tweaking my groin. That volume. So I went to a guy and said, Shannon, that volume at your age, we got to train. We can keep that same intensity, but let's back off the volume. Tom Brady, I believe Tom has gotten smarter. Well, Tom was probably never a volume guy where he was running, 400-meter sprints and 100-meter sprints, because he doesn't need that, Skip. It's just from point A to point B, going through bag stuff, going through cones, things of that nature. I believe Tom is training smarter because he has a better understanding, a better grasp. Because when you first start out, Skip, you have to trial and error. You have to go through a lot of things. Okay, this worked, but this didn't. So I'll do more of this, and I'll do none of that. Okay. And so over the years, I think as time has progressed, he understands exactly what he needs to do physically, exactly what he needs to eat nutrition-wise, and the therapy in which Dr. Guerrero or whomever else works on him. I think he's fine-tuned that. So that's where we are now.
Okay, we're talking about a specific skill of throwing a football. Let's take Tiger Woods. We just saw him win the Masters. I still can't get it through my head. He just won the Masters. He's 43 years of age. His club head speed is the highest of his whole career. How is that? Well, it's a specific skill that he's learned to work on, and you can go in the gym, and I think he's learned a tough gym lesson. You don't need pecs and biceps. You need speed. So there are certain things you can do to again, to fight against.
The rotation,
right.
Well, he learned...
Increase your speed.
Well, Tiger had to learn the hard way like me. He was still trying to do the volume. As he progressed, Skip, and guess what started happening?
Okay.
Achilles, hamstring, back, and so now he's learning smart. But Skip, the thing is with the club head, that was for that tournament. Look at his club head speed at the PGA. Look at his club head speed at the British Open.
Nobody's got a back problem, and he just wears out.
He had that back problem at the Masters.
No, so he didn't. But his club head speed was the highest of his career.
But that's what I'm saying. For him, the thing that you have to give about Tom, Tom has to have that kind of that hip rotation, which generates the arm to launch the ball down the field. He has to do that.